Like, subscribe, please.
The Houston Cougars finished the regular season with the 4th rated adjusted defense according to Ken Palm. None of the Houston starters or reserves have an average defensive rating above 100. Marcus Sasser and Traymon Mark have the highest average defensive rating amongst the starters. A principle of the defense is to push the ball to the screen and hard hedge or double. Sasser's feet are squared to the ball and he shifts by dropping his right foot and lifting his left foot, pushing the ball to the screen. In this instance, there is no double. Instead, the defense sticks to the big man setting the screen. There is a hard hedge on the sideline after the ball is swung. Roberts recovers to challenge the shot. On this possession, Sasser and Shed put heavy pressure on the ball. They switch all dribble handoffs, the hard hedge brings 2 to the ball, and on the weak side, defenders have to communicate who will tag the roll man and who will have to guard 2 offensive players. Shed has an open stance to the ball so he can read pivots and is responsible for the wing and the corner pass. The chase leaves 2 men guarding 3 and responsible for everything below the arc. Oral Roberts settles for a 3. The scramble exposes Houston to offensive rebounding, and Oral Roberts takes another quick 3. Reggie Chaney will gap the elbow using his size to manage the distance between his man and the ball. Marcus Sasser fights to keep contact with his man. On the ghost action, Walker sticks with his man and the lane is open for Abnes to attack. Chaney closes the gap, leaving the corner open. Sasser sees the problem and fixes it. Houston's effort and experience generates the stop. This possession is the embodiment of effort, pressure, and teamwork. Houston navigates the dribble handoffs and then attacks. The ball is pushed away from the basket. Walker has a good closeout and protects the elbow. Sasser denies. Traymon Mark is slow in his stance, arms out wide open. He navigates the on-ball by not letting the screen clip his right foot. He is one-on-one and has help by Chaney. Oral Roberts does not settle and fights the pressure with pressure by going hard to the basket, and Houston fouls. The possession continues with the out-of-bounds play. Houston pressures the ball. Sasser makes a mistake in opening his stance. Oral Roberts attacks, but there is help side as Houston collapses and gets the steal off the deflection. Hard hedging and reading pivots create steals. Sasser is responsible for the tag on the screener on the weak side. He reads the pop instead of the roll and jumps the passing lane for the steal and the easy basket. Against Virginia, we see how Houston defends the post. Arsenault will double the post from the top. Sharp will help Arsenault and cover his man. Sasser is responsible for the entire backside. The goals for the hard double to disable movement to the basket by the post, generate a steal by Sharp as he elevates, or a pass out of the strong side wing. The post is able to get out of the trap and hits the man at the top for a wide open 3. For Houston to be aggressive and cover as much ground as it does on running jumps, hard hedges, and traps, weak side defenders need to be in a defensive stance and attentive to man and ball. Francis creates an alleyway for Shed to get through and is in position to gap if Shed's man curls. Shed's put himself in a difficult position. The ball handler has the gap and the dump off to the big if Francis helps. Virginia extends the gap as the man moves away from the ball towards the flare screen. Houston collapses, protecting the paint and closing out hard to the man up top. The floor is balanced, but Houston hard hedges at the on-ball screen. The elbow is gapped as the dribbler comes back from where he came. The shot clock is running out, and Virginia has to take a contested shot. The highlighted player demonstrates how Houston is susceptible to offensive rebounds. Houston handles the screen in the UCLA cut well. Alleyway is open for help side to get through. An offensive man flashes to the high post, but Houston's in good position. Virginia coughs up the ball with a little bit of pressure. Hard hedging against teams that play with size and spacing is problematic if you do not commit to blitzing the ball handler. Tagging the roll man leaves Sasser guarding too. Alabama reverses the ball back to Brandon Miller, who will drive baseline where Houston's help side protects the block and traps Miller. Houston gets away with the hedge, but as the game goes on, Alabama will take advantage of Houston's tendency to play 1-on-2 and cause communication issues on the defensive end. Alabama challenged Houston's defense with dribble penetration. The drop coverage on the ball does not protect the elbow because Houston wants to stick with Miller. The backside will rotate, leaving the skip open off the dribble. The go screen is designed to create hesitation and a driving angle. Houston is aggressive on the ball, but the tag man is sucked in on the weak side and hands are down, allowing the jump pass. The baseline is open on the drive and the roll man has lower position and screens the defender, opening the block and the layup. Forcing the ball to the screen without a hard trap leaves the on-ball defender trailing and forces help to protect the lane. The weak side defender helps on the tag, and if Miller hits the slip man, he could hit the corner. The elbow is protected, but Miller's long enough to throw the drag. Hard closeout prevents the three, Miller replaces himself, and Houston fights to contest the three. Attacking the ball handler will push him away from the basket. The tag can be made above the free throw line. The trap would force a lob pass to the weak side, but Houston does not attack. They still commit to, and they are vulnerable on the offensive glass. On this possession, Houston attacks the ball. The blitz scares the ball handler. He jumps. Nothing is open, and he lands with the ball in his hands. This angle allows an explanation of what spread offenses want to do with the floor, spacing, and attack the defense. Alabama does not take shots inside the three-point line except layups. They prefer to attack with the dribble down the lane lines and to the middle from the sidelines. Plugging the elbows and the block disrupts attack patterns. Quinterly's feet get outside of the backside defender's feet, and the defender can't square up to protect the elbow. The defender rides Quinterly and picks up the foul. Quinterly is blitzed, but he passes out of it. The bottom defenders are sticking to their man and the corners forcing a 2-on-1 situation. The defender must turn the man with the ball, taking away a straight line drive, allowing help to sprint back into the action. The spin is into traffic and a contested shot. Out of the starters, Jawan Roberts is the best defender rebounder by percentage, and Marcus Sasser is the weakest. Amongst the guards, Tremont Mark is the best defensive rebounder, and Sasser is the worst with the lowest mean, medium, and mode. Attacking Houston on the offensive glass can be an advantage. The offensive spacing creates space between the defense and the offense on the weak side. Closing the gap allows the offense to dodge the box out. Two men get back, and Alabama attacks the glass with two players, and the offense wins by securing the rebound and getting the N1. How Houston plays on-ball screens creates situations where offensive players are left without being boxed out. The slip man is hit and two players run to him. He has passing options. The choice leaves Brandon Miller open as Shed misses the box out and Miller gives Alabama a second opportunity. Miller attacks baseline and help side aggressively protects the block, but Alabama got a second chance. Transition offense is a good way to attack Houston defense. An unbalanced shot, one safety, and three Houston players attack the glass. Alabama gets the rebound and has numbers on the break. A gamble creates a clear path with the pass ahead. Alabama misses, but Houston is called for a foul. The hard hedge forces the weak side to be responsible for the tag in the corner. Without the trap, he is left in no man's land. A direct line pass to the corner leads to a three-point make. To defend teams that spread you out, you must be definitive in gapping to protect entry points, and when you double, trap, and push the ball up the half court or out to the sidelines, help side must play with hands up because lobs are your friends and direct line passes are kryptonite. The ball is pushed to the outer quarter, allowing the defender to steal the ball. Offensive players will fill or drag from the backside on dribble penetration. Houston wins the race to the block. The drag man is hit, and Alabama goes into dribble handoffs. Houston sees the problem and hustles to fix it. You must play with your hands up and control gaps. The direct line pass is followed by Shed denying, but he opens the middle of the floor. Alabama turns the corner and the pass is deflected, but those gaps will eventually kill your defense. The defense attacks the ball and Alabama pops the man on offense. There is no closeout but a frantic attempt to challenge. Similar action going to the middle, but Alabama adjusts. The man pops but gives a shot fake, forcing a hard scramble by Houston, but Alabama has superior passing. If you funnel to the block, you choke up the drive. Alabama will trail on the backside, and you must protect the baseline skip. Sticking with the trail man would tighten the noose, but the middle is open and Miller attacks the rim. The shot is blocked, but the attack is relentless if you open the middle. Alabama trails midway in the second half, but they will pick Houston apart. Miller goes middle and Shed is upright, watching, his back to his man. Shed gives no effort on the closeout. He gave up on the play. Dribble handoff causes miscommunication. Shed points as his man goes down the parted sea and is fouled. All attention is on Miller as he pops after setting the on-ball. The pivot by the man with the ball forces two Houston defenders to Miller. The man at the free throw line dives to the basket for the layup. Alabama elevates the forwards and puts the guards in the corners. Sasser and Shed stand upright, knees locked. The fake screen causes miscommunication and Miller strolls in for the dunk. Mark watches in desperation. A victim of Alabama's attack, he fouled out with 8 minutes left in the game. Ghost action gives Houston problems and Houston picks up another foul. Alabama shot more than 30 free throws against Houston. Dribble penetration and the split of the defense leads to another foul. Houston does not stick with the drag man on the kickback. He drives in and makes the pass for a layup. Houston's shot selection and the gamble by Shed create a fast break. A missed 3 is rebounded for a layup and it's game over. Houston began the game being aggressive, but Alabama's spacing and offensive philosophy met pressure with pressure. Dribble penetration and 2-on-1 opportunities by Alabama led to Houston fouls and miscommunication. The fouls take away your aggression. They also cause your players to be in foul trouble, and what Alabama does and what dribble penetration does is it slowly makes you bleed. Houston has athletes and attacks you. Their effort sees and fixes problems. But the aggression can be a weakness if you attack it and are strong with the ball. So far, not many teams have done both.